And we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Forget About It, episode, I don't know. Last time I was here, I was like, today is our last episode. And then afterwards, my boss was like, don't say that, please. I was like, okay. And then turns out they were back last week, and now I'm back.
Yay. The one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend.
The man, am I a myth?
No, the man, the legend. The legend. Actually, just the legend.
Just the man, okay.
Oh, okay.
That works.
Just legend.
How are you guys? How you been? It feels like a new season. It feels like it's completely different.
It is a new season. It is the fall amazing season. The best season for hijabis. Simon, would you like to touch on that?
All I have to say is that I agree 100%, 1000%. The best season has arrived. Except it's still kind of hot, but that's just global warming for you.
Yeah.
And to be honest, this is the real city girl summer for us hijabis per period.
Fall girl autumn.
Fall girl autumn.
Or sorry, hot girl autumn.
Exactly.
It's fall girl autumn sounds like I'm
hot
just
girl
pushing.
Fall.
Yeah, fall girl autumn sounds like I'm just pushing women over in October.
Hot girl fall.
Hot girl fall.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, fall definitely like objectively has the best trees out of any other season. Are we all in agreement there? Why are you giving me dead looks?
We are in agreement there.
Okay. Anyways, so as you know, we are a show where now there's 5 of us actually. Jamilia's here.
Woo.
Hi.
I guess are we 5 Get About It now?
6.
6.
Oh,
come on, guys.
6 Get About It now?
6
Well,
cents.
Six
Six
side.
first, and then now it's all of us.
Well, okay, so
Yeah.
technically we live in the 6. We could be the 6 cents.
The Sixth Sense. I love that movie.
Yeah. As in, you know how there's 5 senses?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And then this is the 6 Sense, the radio show, period. You can't go life without your 6 Sense.
And Sixth Sense is a great movie, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, I didn't know
Really
that
good
was a
performance from Bruce Willis. Sorry. Yeah.
I have a weird question. What's
That's a
everybody's
weird
favorite sense?
What
My
did you
favorite
say?
Your favorite sense.
Oh, touch.
Oh, sense. Like,
Like sense, like your favorite sense.
Touch, and it's not close.
Oh, definitely taste.
Yeah.
Mine,
Taste is fun one.
mine is seeing.
I was
Yeah,
just
I
about
would
to
say
Oh,
sight for me too.
I'm a very visual learner, so I love my eyes. Alhamdulillah for all of my 5 senses, though.
But-
I think I every day.
Yeah, but I feel like touch is so important that we don't even actually realize it. Like, I don't think we can comprehend not being able to feel the chair we're sitting on or the floor. Like, imagine trying to live your life and not be able to feel anything. Touch is by
Yeah, that's
far.
I feel like hearing is the best one. Like,
Hearing, you can survive being deaf. I don't think if I had to
you can
stand
survive
up,
without touching things.
if I had to stand up and didn't know how to push myself up because I couldn't feel anything, I would just be stuck here.
What an amazing question,
So
Samir.
if you had to be blind
No,
or
that's
deaf,
not good.
which one would you be?
Ooh.
Blind.
I think I'd rather.
I'd rather be
Ah.
blind.
I'd rather be deaf.
I think I'd rather be deaf as well.
I'd rather be blind.
Yeah.
We're just
Because
watching.
then I could at least listen to music. and it's the
Exactly.
same. But even
But you can still feel music when you're. You can still feel the music and feel the sensation because people still go to the
that's true.
parties,
There's
right?
a lot of
And
vibration.
you can hear the.
stuff.
bro, I remember.
Yeah.
I think a month ago I came up with this idea for a skit. Imagine an Uber driver who's deaf, but because they're deaf, they love drill. They
Yeah.
Because
love,
of the
the most
feeling?
violent drill.
The bass, right?
So then they pick up the wrong group and they start blasting off music.
Oh.
I just feel like that
my
would be
God.
really funny. Am I wrong?
That would be.
I feel like with the right writing, that could be amazing.
It could be really chaotic.
Like, I remember I was just sitting in the car with my boy one day. I was like, I wonder if deaf people like drill.
No, they definitely do.
Definitely, there's so much bass.
Should make those short films on YouTube, like the 25-minute ones,
Yeah.
and
That's a
they're
short film. Oh, short film, yes.
yeah, and they're really precise, and it's a really good story. It's like a little movie.
Yeah.
It'll be one of those. I feel like that would be a sick plot.
Oh yes, yeah. Or just a really just like a Key and Peele sketch.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you know, as you hopefully know, we are 6 Get About It. We are a show hosted by a number of youth from the downtown area, specifically Regent Park. We are brought to you by Regent Park Focus Media Arts. And if you don't know, Regent Park and Toronto as a whole are within Canada. And Canada just had a very interesting month. Ladies and gentlemen, it is September 21st, and yesterday we just wrapped up a federal election, which you know,
Crazy.
Sigh of relief.
is it a sigh of relief? Okay, well I think
I'm
yeah.
only saying sigh of relief because I worked such a long freaking day. Not even a day. I worked the night, and I was at home. Okay, guys. I was
Story time.
counting the ballots until 2:30 a.m. So that's not even Monday anymore.
No.
That's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So tell me how the winner of this election was announced at 10 p.m. on the Monday. But I'm still counting.
That's true.
Well, no, because
Oh,
they had
well,
to
they
get every
officially-
vote
yeah.
counted. But they could tell already that the Liberals had won. By the way, yes, a few of the people on our show did work at the polling stations, Samir included. Tell
I
us.
also worked at the same police station as Humira.
Mhm.
I'd like to mention, as she was complaining, I showed up 30 minutes before her, and I left an hour after.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that just shows my resilience and grit towards caring for this country
Towards
and making
counting.
sure that our prime minister is chosen adequately.
Hey.
Well, correctly. But yeah,
Adequate to
Adequately.
synonym.
put the
Anyways,
senator.
so let me sum up this election for you.
Okay.
Our government, taxpayers wasted $600 million for this
Yes.
snap election, and I'm very upset as a taxpayer, and so should everyone
Are
else.
you a taxpayer?
Everyone's a taxpayer.
Yeah, like
Okay.
GST.
True,
and
very
stuff.
true, very true. I apologize. But you get your GST back?
Apology accepted.
Okay, cool.
My paycheck is still a tax like you.
True. Our paychecks are taxed.
Yeah. So
Okay.
my money has been wasted on this election, and what liberals gained 3 seats. I'm cheesed.
Did they gain? I'm pretty sure it stayed basically the same or went down.
Nah, I think they gained 3 seats, and
Did you
then
hear
NDP gained 1 seat,
Hmm.
and yeah.
Okay. Who else wants to give their opinion on the election before I don't shut up?
Rebel, what do you think?
I think that it was a good election and the right people won.
Well,
Well, okay, so I saw on Twitter that
Mhm.
hashtag rigged was trending.
oh Jesus.
But I don't, like, I was stuck in the friggin' room. I don't know why it was trending.
First
Because-
of all,
yeah.
oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel okay. First of all, if you say it's rigged, I'm not listening to you because saying it's rigged is something that's become popular in the last year with the U.S. election. It's become it's become a very popular deflection among reactionary conservatives, and in our case, the People's Party. It's a very People's Party talking point. It's a very far right, defeatist, loser mindset that doesn't really believe in anything. I feel like to question the sanctity of your democracy is the ultimate way to say you have been defeated. Trump is still doing it in the U.S., and I mean, we've seen the consequences of people denying elections. They stormed the Capitol in the U.S. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Anytime you come out and say, "Oh, it was rigged," I'm not taking you seriously. You're not a serious person. You don't have anything of value to add
Rate it.
to a conversation. By the way, sorry, Adonis. This is not very journalistic of me. This is not very unbiased. This is very political commentary. But anyways, yeah.
And to add on what Diam said,
Mhm.
to say that the elections were rigged would take away from me and Humera's hard work, counting every single ballot, saying that it's rigged, just lies.
That's honestly, like, disheartening to hear, right?
Exactly.
As a citizen in this country, we are performing our due diligence. We're
Mhm.
trying to make
Due
this,
diligence.
and only for people to go against what we're doing as a whole. And
Mhm.
why are they doing that? Because I am a minority.
Mhm.
It's racism.
Shame. Shame.
Okay,
Yeah, Simon,
I
what's
was
your
like,
opinion?
I was just saying it was rigged, but there was just some suspicious stuff, okay? My dad actually went to vote, and it said, like, he went to the polling station, he took his information card, everything, and they were like, you already voted. And he was like, when?
That's weird.
He was like, when did I vote? And then they were like, yeah, you, like, mailed in a ballot. And my dad doesn't know how to do that. So he was like,
Yeah, that's weird.
he was like, when did I do that? And then it also happened to, like, multiple other people that we know. So maybe it was just, like, a mistake, but it was kind of sus.
Yeah.
I would also like to say the same thing happened to my brother, where he went to go vote, and it took him so long for some reason. And I'm like, why did it take you so long? He said, because apparently it said I voted by the mail, but I didn't, right?
Mhm.
But in those situations, guys, as a DRO, I'm able to tell you that you can get a certificate where it says like this vote counts and my previous vote didn't count. So like they take your like newest vote and it's like you like do an oath or whatever and saying this is my updated. I know that whatever, but it's wrong.
So you just fix the mistake.
You just fix the mistake, but
it was suspicious.
yeah, I'm trying to go to law school, so I won't finish my thought.
Period. Nothing will be held against you.
Yeah, Jamelia, what do you think?
About like the elections as a whole.
Yeah, elections, fraud.
I
whatever.
agree with the people like who said it was like a waste of time and money because I didn't really see where it was necessary, especially since it was during like the pandemic.
Right.
And I feel like there's more important things that they could be focusing on. So yeah, I believe it was a waste of time.
Yeah. I guess it's my turn, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think, if you pay attention to the political sphere, you knew that the election was coming even beforehand. I remember I would be with my sister who works with an MPP out in Ottawa, and she would be in meetings, and they'd be like, yeah, Trudeau's probably going to call an election. And the general consensus was that Trudeau, now under a minority government, was looking to secure a majority and to actually enact the policies that he wanted. Personally, I am not a fan of these policies. I think, with Trudeau's track record of just being very two-faced and black-faced, just being two-faced, wearing a lot of blackface. By the way, did you guys see that new photo?
Yeah, the new one with his
It looks like an album cover.
I think those photos are fake, but let's be on the topic.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
And
Rebel.
I'd
else
like
is
to
being
also add
fucked.
those photos were over 30 years ago.
Yeah.
What?
No, they aren't.
He's
They
like,
were-
he
in,
would be like
01-ish.
10.
They were
Isn't he, like,
30 years
40-something?
ago.
He's like 50.
They were 30 years ago.
They were
Well, he's like 50.
Don't question the man, just let's
So that
thirty
makes-
years.
that-
Thank you, Rebel.
Okay, but he's like, how old is he? Let's find out.
You meet the guy one time.
Is he
I
like
think it's-
40
Justin
now?
Trudeau
Yes, I guess.
age.
52.
He is 49.
Oh, I got it right.
So he was my age doing blackface.
Guys, I seen something with 30 years ago.
Yeah,
I saw that too, and it was wrong.
on
How
Six
do you
Butts,
know that
right?
age is correct?
I know that.
What?
This
Remote.
on Google?
Remote.
No,
Technically,
here's the
that's
thing. I can tell you what
Wikipedia
it is with that 30 years ago thing. People thought that people were, trying to catch up, trying to, save him by saying, no, it was the 80s, it was a different time. Which, by the way, in the 80s, blackface was still offensive.
Yeah.
But Trudeau was a high school teacher in around 9/11, and they did an Arabian Nights themed school dance, and he
Yeah.
showed up like that. All I'm saying is, if I was in high school and I held an event for the multicultural club, and a teacher showed up in that, I would likely be getting suspended or expelled, actually. So
But you know what? I think, if that were to be actually happening to you in that moment,
actually, no, that's true. I would be like,
you would not get suspended and do all of
You
that.
think it's a joke.
You wouldn't understand
Yeah.
how to react, or you wouldn't even think it was offensive. You'd be like, oh, ha ha ha, because everyone around you thinks it's a joke. It's a costume, right? Until later on, some things it takes you time to digest and to understand and to realize. With this whole blackface thing with Justin Trudeau, why has it come out 30 years ago, and why are people now ripping him? At that moment, who ripped him? No one.
see, that's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing about this whole election is it shows the absolute fraud that is the state of journalism at this time. Every single time there's an election, it's like it's like Pokemon cards. People show up with a new Trudeau blackface one.
yeah.
It's the funniest thing in the world.
I actually want to talk about something. I didn't mention this earlier, but a situation happened. So I was at the Liberal campaign office because I'm friends with them. So I was kicking back and I was chilling. Then some guy comes outside with a sign, okay? And he's carrying a different type of sign. He's standing in front of the building. So Wagwan, what's this guy doing? So we go check, and he's wearing, he's holding Marcy Ian's sign, and it's saying it's vote for Marcy Ian, and then underneath it, it says something like nitpicker or something like that. And it had a bunch of pictures. For example, it had Justin Trudeau's blackface, and then it had a bunch of cartoon characters, and then it had Marcy Ian's face as well. And it was so I forgot the exact word that he wrote, but it was mad racist. And it's some white guy holding the sign, and then I literally they had a lawyer in the building, so he's talking to him, and they're not doing anything to stop him. And he's not stopping, and I was literally gonna go outside and box this guy. I was about to no, dead ass. I was about to go put him in a chokehold, and I go to escalate stuff, and then
To escalate stuff.
yeah, then they send me back in the building. So it's I can't even do anything.
Yeah. See, here's the thing with that. With one thing that I've noticed with a lot of white leftists specifically is that they get very comfortable. And I do want to say, because a lot of people are honestly people who agree with me and are probably on the same side as me, but I do believe that a lot of white leftists don't understand the harm, the dehumanization, and the rude effect of weaponizing racism towards a person of color. It's like if someone's like, yeah, and like a political commentator I follow recently came under fire on Twitter because Nicki Minaj had posted, and yeah, she had reposted something about Tucker Carlson, who is a racist, white nationalist, white supremacist, Fox News. What is the term? Reporter. That's it. Reporter. And he thought about typing in something. He said something like, Tucker Carlson wouldn't even want you to be allowed on the same bus as him. And he was live at the time, so his chat was like, yeah, don't tweet that. That's horrible. And he came under fire for it, and he apologized, but he came under fire for it, and he did the right thing by, one, not posting it, because to weaponize that type of systemic oppression that has harmed your people for however many decades, centuries, regardless of what group you are targeting, is never a productive way to get someone to join your side. Because that's the thing with politics, like from the left. It's always like it's a challenge to bring people over to your side, because the vast majority of people are like center-left liberals or conservatives. And the goal is to always just bring people over, and it's not very convincing. Yeah. And just like that, in that case, so going up to Marcy and being like, oh, so you support blackface, to a black woman is, that's not, yeah, no, that's just wrong. That's dehumanizing. It's wrong. Back to what I was saying about the election, though. Yeah, I think even before the election, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh came out and said, if Trudeau does call an election, it's purely for selfish reasons, which is true. And as we know, he went from a minority government where the NDP had a certain amount of seats, to another minority government where the NDP had like one or two more seats. But the Liberals are in the exact same position as before. The People's Party got way more powerful over the course of the election.
Which is kind of weird to me.
I accredit a lot of that to really toxic internet content.
Agreed.
A lot of
Twitter, TikTok,
I don't think
Instagram.
that's weird. Because,
but these people think they're woke.
No.
That's why I think it's weird. It's like
If we
they think
compare
they're
ourselves-
revolutionists.
Yeah. If we compare ourselves to America, it's like they're not getting forced to take the vaccine, or they're not getting forced. Yeah, see?
Anytime a Canadian compares themselves to America, we're all just like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. America's a different level of garbage. Let's not even bring them up.
But no, like,
But
a lot of Canadians want to be like Americans, and that's why they start voting for PPC.
I hate that. If you don't know, the PPC is a far-right, almost has been described as near-Nazi level party that believes in very small government, that believes in things like no healthcare, things like, privatized education. The PPC is not a party that is for the people. The PPC is a party whose economics really just end up helping the rich.
And I've never spoken to someone on a real note who actually believes in that. And I think if you're watching this radio or listening to this and you support the PPC, please come for a interview.
Yeah, I would love to. I would
just
love
want to have a good conversation.
I don't even want to
wanna
debate you. I just want to hear.
No, I just want to hear their ideologies and their beliefs and like.
I thought you were gonna say something crazy.
Yeah, no. Samir gave me the death look, but I was like.
I mean, if you are part of like the Canadian Nationalist Party, you can screw off. You can go away, because the Canadian Nationalist Party is straight up racist. If I get reprimanded for that, I'm cool with it.
Who leads that? It's like some Eric guy, right? I don't know.
I don't
I've
even
seen
care.
something about that.
I don't care
Just the
enough.
conservative guy, Eric O'Toole.
No.
That's
That's
Aaron.
Aaron O'Toole. Aaron O'Toole is not. Aaron O'Toole is so silly. Did you see?
This guy said silly. I'm in a
He's in a
silly
silly,
goofy
goofy
mood.
It was so silly. Did you guys see one of his proposed things? He said he wanted to remove GST for a month to help
in
people in the
December,
retail
right?
sector. Yeah, which is so funny because like, I just turned it into jokes. Like every time I would buy something and it would go up $10 because of tax, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm voting conservative. Like that's what that was.
That was the dumbest thing I've probably heard in my life.
It's so funny. It's such a nonsensical idea. It's like, okay,
Wait, why is that I'm just wondering.
because what's that gonna do?
save money. I don't know.
So then, because
What
you want to
lasting
save,
systemic change
Okay.
does that create?
so because if you spend $10, you save $1.13.
Mhm.
So now you're gonna vote conservative for that reason. Yes, I want to
mean-
save $1.13.
I mean, you have to look at this on a higher scale. Like,
Are you
not
spending
just
racks?
Spending,
Okay, but tell me what the higher scale
I'm-
is.
not me personally, but because I'm a kid. But I think older people are spending racks, and that's why people would vote for him. Like, I'm just trying to see it from someone else's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm dropping 10K on my business, then what? Like, I'm getting GST's gonna hit then, you know?
Well, here's the thing, right? The thing with conservative voters, the vast majority of them aren't really voting because of the GST thing. The GST thing was just a dumb add-on to his idea. Ultimately, the conservative platform is what? It's small government, it's privatization, and people are going to vote for that regardless. Which is I'm not a huge fan of. You know, if you don't know, Aaron O'Toole, the leader of the Conservative Party, actually said he was interested in investing in the private sector in healthcare and providing the option for people to have paid healthcare rather than universal. I don't know about you guys, but I hate that idea. That's a horrible idea.
The option.
I am all for universalized healthcare in every sense.
The option.
Wait, what's wrong with people having an option?
Yeah.
I'm not for the option because the option is because if it's privatized, that means the option is for the wealthy. The wealthy are going to cut ahead in line and get the best doctors. I believe the point of the universalized system is for all people, regardless, to get someone who was in med school for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
After that, that's people like obviously some people are better at their jobs than others.
You know,
that's just how it works.
You know, that's why I think the lawyer judicial system is messed up.
Yeah.
Because it's like you pay for your lawyer, right? Like, it's not like universally. You don't get the same level of lawyer. Like, as in, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can't afford one, but we'll give you one.
Oh yeah.
Right? And it's let's be honest, right? But if you pay for one, like, not to get into some crazy shit, but like, if you pay for one, you could get some people to pull off some crazy shit for you, and you can never touch the jail. You can, that's why things should be more universal. I see what you're saying, Diane. Money talks.
Mm-hmm. I do. Well, okay. My political beliefs at its base is that I believe that in a country and a society where we have ample resources, we should be able to give it to everybody. I don't think we're still in a survival of the fittest place. We can all be here. It's fine. We can afford housing. We can afford.
I can't.
No.
That's why we here.
No. I'm saying we can afford to give people housing.
Oh yes.
We can afford to give people healthcare, educate, the opportunities to get out of poverty.
Just to touch up on that housing thing, I recently saw this weekend, literally all over Instagram, where people were talking about how the government spent $2 million to remove those tents and stuff like that, and something about homelessness.
They spent So this is more municipal, but you remember the raids on the encampments at Trinity Bellwoods and Airport Stadium, and there were talks about One House Park, which never ended up happening. Yeah. They spent at least $2 million, I believe, on that. Which, I mean, from the start, I've been saying that using police funds to police homelessness rather than the fact that homelessness became a policing issue rather than
it's
a housing issue.
Yeah.
And then to find out the fact that it cost that much.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my point of view is already out there. But yeah, so circle back to the election. I was an NDP voter. I will say that publicly. I am a leftist, so I'm not voting for the Liberals. I don't believe Trudeau really did anything of value while he was prime minister, and then just last month he also did nothing of value. Did you guys see that video where Trudeau was like, "I support the
LGBT.
That was so funny.
It's like a sitcom scene. It's The Office.
Funny.
I never actually have seen The Office though.
Same.
That's a shame.
You like
Is
it,
it good?
right?
You
Like a
guys
lot.
never seen The Office?
I've seen the
No,
first
I haven't.
episode.
I don't
Oh,
really
that's a
like
shame.
it.
I've seen clips and it's funny, but I haven't sat down and watched
I
it.
will put you guys on one episode, and it's gonna make you fall in love with the show.
Okay,
Because
perfect.
someone put me on that one episode, and it was so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Anyways.
yeah.
Back to politics.
I think I'll like The Office. I just haven't watched it.
I'm more of a Brooklyn Nine-Nine kind of gal.
Mhm.
Yeah, right?
No.
I have a hard time watching cop shows.
It,
I have a hard time watching cop shows.
But
it feels
that's-
so
yeah.
forced. The Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
But you don't think The Office is fourth? He walks in and he's like,
No.
attention.
Well, no, but that's the point.
That's his character though.
That's
Yeah,
the point.
but
It's not
so
supposed to be
is-
awkward.
But so is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's like
No, they
Jake
like
Peralta.
He's so funny.
Like that's the whole point of it.
No
like,
one actually moves like that though.
Okay,
Like people are actually like Michael and people are actually like Dwight.
okay, but I think the OG, like the best one of them all, is How I Met Your Mother.
Like no, listen.
No.
Back
Friends can kick rocks.
Anything with a laugh
Friends is-
track.
Friends is
I don't know.
if you
amazing.
like Friends, get
But
off.
it's Friends is an amazing show, but I do think it is overhyped. I do like it. Don't get me wrong, but way too overhyped.
Can I be-
Why is it? I walk into H&M, Friends.
Friends everywhere,
Can I be
friends.
honest with you?
Yeah.
I learned Friends was about a group of 7 white people in New York. I was like, no, you're in New York. Get a black guy. What?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
At the very least.
And they don't even sound like they're from New York too.
Yeah.
One is
I need to hear it that ass. At least. 1 per episode. I need more
I
tips.
know they filmed that shit in
I
LA.
only watched Friends for Jennifer Aniston.
She's bad.
So.
Whoa.
Sixth Sense.
No, but she's awesome. Yeah, that's my 6th sense. That's why I said touch is my favorite sense.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is slowly becoming worse.
The
Cut the
Office
cameras.
is just so good.
The Office
Yeah.
apparently is very good. But yeah, I guess we could start wrapping up.
No, I want to talk about one more thing.
Okay.
So, how do you guys feel about the results for Toronto Center?
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
Rebel, would you like to talk about how
yeah,
perfect they
Rebel,
are?
go for it.
It's like, look, I'll get like Brian Chang.
Mm-hmm. The NDP candidate.
Yeah, he's a fraud.
Yo, this is a timid moment again.
No, man.
This is
Hello?
this is a typical moment. It's
Wait,
hilarious.
speak it to the mic. Say that again.
Is it?
Say that
Say
again.
it to my
Say
I'm
what?
gonna wrap up my thing by saying Marcy and deserve to win.
Okay.
That.
Okay.
Yo, you gave this guy shivers when
Okay.
he said timid moment.
Yeah,
Stop talking.
PTSD here.
If you know, you know.
You should play that during the break.
Yo, that's so
Yeah. So I think it was interesting because, as I've made it very clear, I'm not a fan of the Liberal Party. I think they're too moderate, and it's a lot of fake caring, a lot of performative stuff. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the Liberal candidate in Toronto Centre is probably a better person. I disagree with her politically, and as far as like genocide in Palestine, I disagree with her, which is a big thing. But I do think that she had more heart in the Regent Park community.
yeah.
Yeah,
Then-
for sure.
She put in the
Brian
work, I would say.
Brian Chang, I think, is a nice guy who I agree with on a broader sense. I agree with him as far as things like wealth taxes and universalized dental care and things like that, child care. But he didn't have that
But
that love for the community.
Exactly. Who do you see when you're walking down the street?
Marcy!
You see
You.
him?
Superman walking down the street.
True.
Like,
And then when you look to your left,
I don't really see a ton of them,
Yeah.
but
you see Brian chilling on the corners of the blocks, but you see Marcy in these events talking to you, making sure everything's all right. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of person Marcy is.
Marcy, yeah. Marcy seemed like, I think Samir said this earlier. If you want to say it again, Marcy ran NDP.
Oh yeah, yo, take this in. If Marcy and Brian switch spots, Marcy would be a better NDP candidate than Brian.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Politically, she wouldn't fit in with the party. However, regardless of what happened, I do think Marcy was the better candidate. I don't like Trudeau in the slightest, like at all.
I don't know why.
And then Enemy Paul just flopped. Sorry,
jeez.
sorry
So
anyone who
sad.
voted for Enemy
Let's talk
Paul.
about the Green Party.
Yeah.
Let's
Um,
talk about the Green. Let's talk about it. Listen, I don't like messing with the Green Party too much because I do think a part of the drama, like I guess the drama and the controversy surrounding the Green Party recently is rooted in people seeing a black woman and being racist towards her within the Green Party. However, she wasn't doing a whole the greatest job, like in general. I remember after the Taliban took over Afghanistan, and Parliament had already dissolved, and the election was called. She tried to bring it back, which constitutionally is impossible. That doesn't make any sense. That's like if you got fired from a job and was like, "No, I'm gonna come in this weekend." It's like, no, you can't do that, right? And I do think the Greens, I could see myself voting Green one day, but
yeah.
When we're drowning.
organizationally, this was just not it for them.
I think Canada needs the Green Party, and I think there's definitely space for Green Party. But unfortunately, Green Party just flopped, especially for Toronto Centre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they got fourth. out of everyone. So
They did. They were behind, but they were behind the conservatives.
I know, and it's just disappointing because she's the leader of the party and she got like fourth. So
Who is the conservative leader? Right here.
I don't know for
No,
that.
his name is Ryan. Okay, so if you don't know, I moderated the debate between the candidates in Toronto Center.
Did you actually?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, what?
Yeah,
We
When
didn't
was
know
this?
that.
it was on Focus. It was like last week.
What the hell?
Okay, anyways, the
Wait,
conservative.
wait. All of
Were
them
they
was
calling you like
Yeah.
like Your Honor and stuff?
No, they
Your
were calling me
Honor.
Diam.
He was running the debate. He's not a judge, dog.
I thought you were that person who they like speak to when they.
Yeah, we weren't in Parliament. We were on Zoom.
Oh
Wait.
wow.
Wait. So were you like supporting the NDP doing this?
No. I was
Yeah,
completely
You have to be
unbiased.
unbiased.
I was completely unbiased.
Yeah.
How can you be unbiased?
I was just at,
You
no,
just
because
say what you gotta say.
no, we were just taking questions from community members and just asking them.
Okay,
Would
got
you let them speak first? Would you let the NVP speak?
No. We had a preset
Oh,
order
oh,
to.
Did they call you Mr. Speaker?
Mr.
They called me Diam.
That's a
That's
good
actually
question.
fast,
That's a
actually
good
fast.
question.
That would be cool. No, they called me Diam.
Mr. Speaker, may I speak?
It was a community event. So,
Oh.
but anyways, the conservative candidate, his name was Ryan Lester. The chat didn't love him, clearly. But like it's Toronto Center, so did anybody
Yeah.
really expect that?
Did you have to like cut anyone off or make someone repeat something or like ask for
I
specification?
feel like that guy's.
Yeah, because you know how in debates, like, they kind of like, just,
Oh, there was one time.
And the
they go back
speaker.
and forth.
There was
They're
one
like,
time where Walid Kugali, co-founder of Healing is One, he asked a question to all of them about, can you make a commitment to being a part of helping out with the community in Regent Park? Marcy is a really good dancer, bro. Marcy Ian's really good at dancing around,
Yeah.
being like, we always, we'll always support you. Moving on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen, man.
But that's a liberal thing. That's a
Marcy's
liberal
just amazing. Like
Yeah.
she's here to help.
She's good at her job. She danced around a lot, and I don't think I think she.
I think she's out here, man.
I feel
You
like
think
some conservative guy is scared to show face in the community.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because I've never. I didn't
you
know his
need
name.
to leave!
I didn't know. I didn't know his name. I didn't know his face. I didn't see any signs. You know how when you walk
Yeah.
in, you see Marcy. You see.
I saw him later.
I have yet to see.
I think here's the thing. I knew who he was, but I found out I knew who he was and I knew his name separately. The guy running in Toronto Center was the guy who was fighting against. I definitely didn't just spit on my own leg. He was the guy who was fighting against the blood ban for gay men in Canada. He was the conservative who was really making a point about that. Because right now, as I don't know if you know that, right now gay and bisexual men are not allowed to donate blood because people are afraid of HIV and it's a very outdated system.
Yeah.
Even though there's already testing, but when you have to get blood tests anyways.
Yeah.
And he was a big proponent of that. I saw him on like CB24 a couple months ago. And then during the debate, he's like, "Yeah, I've been a huge advocate of ending the blood ban." I was like, "Oh, him. Okay, I get it." So as far as conservatives go, I mean, it's not like he's an anti-masker. It's not like he doesn't believe in vaccinations or like black people.
Yeah, if you asked me like before coronavirus,
Mhm.
if like conservative would be anti-maskers, I think they would. Like, I would think they would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it comes from us seeing only American media.
Yeah.
And being
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, the Republicans are insane.
Yeah.
But
No, even the conservatives in America. Conservatives in America.
yeah, Republicans.
Yeah.
They support vaccines and masks. Like
Really?
the leaders do. I remember Donald Trump did, and he's like, "You don't have to, but take the vaccine. I highly encourage it."
I'll say this: the funniest part. See, here's the thing. You're just gonna get me into
American politics is just a whole different way.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
This is a lot more interesting too. There's a lot more happening.
Yeah.
I'll say this: the funniest thing in the world, and we can just end off with the American tangent here. Fox News has a vaccine mandate, but at the same time, the content they're producing is telling people to make an informed choice about the vaccine while they're all vaccinated. That's the funniest thing
So
to me.
ironic.
It's so disgusting, bitch. Like, people on the internet call them hogs, which I like a lot. It's just very like the Blue Lives Matter people. Those are just hogs.
Vaccinated?
I'm double.
I'm
Double.
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 I joined the gang,
Look at
guys.
that.
Double.
That's growth. That's growth. from the beginning of the summer to now.
And you know what I think inspired Samir? So there's a YouTube video on the Regent Park.
That we made?
And I think that's what really got him.
Check that out.
Check that out, Regent Park
It
Focus.
will be right here.
Okay, cool. Thanks, editor. So we probably won't have the time to. We were gonna talk about a recent incident of gun violence that happened in our community, but we feel like based on the time we have left, we won't be able to do it justice. We feel like it's too heavy, too important of a conversation to try to fit into a 10-minute thing. So I think we could just do a little, just a few short words from us, just about, maybe not a full segment, just go.
Sure. So unfortunately, a young man passed away a few days ago, and he was a community worker. He worked in South Center, and so he was a familiar face in this community, and it was very sad to see him go. Many of you might know him for playing basketball in our community, or just like that bright, big smile that would just say hi, hello. Like, he was the type of person that would just change the mood of your day. And, all it took was like a little hello, hi, and a smile. So he did a lot for like our youth, and he was a great listener and a great friend and a great older brother. So it's sad to see him go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. It was, I personally, I didn't know him, but I knew a lot of people I knew him, and a lot. He did a lot just to make a lot of young kids feel more at home and welcome in the community center. And like I remember the day after, I got a call from one of my friends. He was just crying because he just taken it in. Like it was just starting to set in, right? And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate every time someone from one of our communities
Exactly.
pass away.
Exactly.
But I also do want to highlight the man was an innocent. He was a civilian, right? That's part of the heartbreak of it, right? There was a vigil the day after. Did any of you guys get a chance to go?
Yeah, I was at the vigil. There was a lot of people there. It was in front of the farmers market on Oak Street, where the old swimming pool used to be.
Oh yeah.
And we had candles and everything. Everyone was paying their respects. We were there pretty long. We were there about like an hour or two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. It's hard because we see the buildings going up, we see the condos, we see the nice gentrified parts, but I don't think enough is being done to work towards crime prevention. And because the street dude's still gonna street dude.
So,
right?
Okay, when it came to that, like this recent shooting, basically, because I was in the area, right?
Yeah.
And I was outside with my friend, and we wanted to go to friggin' Timmy's. It was right before 9, right? And we were walking the general area. I don't know how you could say this messed up, but I genuinely don't like walking in the nighttime. I don't really like to do it. I like to just chill. If I'm chilling with you in the area, that's one thing, but I don't really like to walk distances or do this. I'd rather get a whip, right? But if you're going to Timmy's, that's like you're local, you're not going to get a whip. My friend asked me, you want to go to the Timmy's? And I'm like, ugh. I literally was hesitant, but I was like, fine, let's go. We got out of our seats and we heard, I swear to gosh, so many shots, right?
It was a lot.
It was a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, hell nah, we're leaving. And she's like, it's not shots. And then the immediate sound of fire trucks and sirens or whatever. And then I saw, I wasn't sure or whatever, right? So I was just like, you know what, let's just go home. You never know. So we just cut whatever we hit the dash. But then I was checking Twitter and stuff like that, right? To see if the 51 Division posted or anything about it. And they did, right? And then the comments.
That's what I was literally going to mention.
Somebody posted that video. Did you see what I'm talking about?
Video?
Somebody posted a video from their condo. And it's
gosh.
And it showed, I think it's a video cam from his balcony, and there's sound. And then you just hear all the shootings, and he's like, this is the shootings. P.S. This is not police sirens, it's fire trucks. we need to stop the game. And I just saw like so many people say ridiculous things about Regent Park, and I'm like,
Yeah, I was also checking Twitter and I saw someone and they were like, oh, like when will this ever stop? And then some other person who I doubt even lives here, they were like, in Regent Park, never. And I was like, okay.
it's so
I was like,
it's so sad, but like I swear I get triggered by these kind of
I
comments.
do.
Oh, no, of course.
It's like
Yeah.
either such big like losses for the community, but it's like the way people talk about it, the way it's portrayed, the way it's like, you know, it's really messed up.
You know what it is? I think a lot of people like watch Netflix documentaries about crime and like will be like, oh, I love true crime, and will treat it as that, as a show, but don't understand that that's real people, right?
Yeah.
That's real people, and this is the community that real people is, right? You know, like it's hard, right? It's hard because there's so much of that. There's because like the vast majority of human beings are not from Regent, Jane, Bleecker.
Yeah.
Like they're not from these communities. Blake, Rex. They're not from these communities and don't really understand the gravity of the situation. And frankly, they're in really no position where they would, because again, like I said before, you know, in a first world country, death and fatal consequences of things aren't really something that most people face often.
It's just a shame because like it's literally gonna turn into a cycle
Mhm.
where it's just like, oh, it has to be retaliation
yeah, like
because like
revenge.
your brother
Yeah.
died. So it's literally just so sad. And I was literally thinking to myself the other day, like, I know this is bad to say, but I literally don't care. If my friend died, yo, I'm gonna find a gun the next week and I'm gonna find the person who did that.
No, I understand.
And that's how a lot of our youth think now. And
Yeah.
even when something bad doesn't even happen to our youth, kind of like it's easier to get like a gun than get a job.
Yeah.
So
for a lot of people. Yeah.
And that's why it's like that whole cycle you're talking about,
yeah.
right?
So it's just really sad. Like people get sad and stuck in this like depressive state of like where your friends are at, you have to stay at, and it's just like you lose your friend and now you have to even step it up even more.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's also hard because you know he's far from the only person in that same parking lot that got shot this summer.
Yeah.
Right? Just remember a couple months ago, Moomin Uncle got shot
Yeah. For
was like-
yeah.
because he was just chilling.
Yeah.
Right?
That one was crazy.
That one was
Me too.
really scary.
That one was great.
Yeah.
That was because it was a Bengali uncle who
Yeah.
owns the store on Parliament.
But it's just like the past few ones makes no sense to me. They're all just innocent people just sitting there enjoying their time.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, guys, all within the same area. The parking lot that we're talking about is at right across the field at which they were sitting at, making tea and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're all within that same.
It's Northside. It's Northside. That's what it is. It's you know, you look. I mean, like I remember, like I see videos of people pulling up the Northside all the time, and they're just like. You
And
know,
I think it's jokes, you know, like
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. That's also
shooting
the
innocent
serious-
is not a joke. It's not funny. You can't like
It's
whether-
not real either.
Yeah, whatever end you're from, it's like it's not a game. You know, it's one thing if you get yourself involved in that kind of lifestyle. If you're doing that and you guys are retaliating against each other, when it's affecting innocent people, it's not a joke. It's not.
No,
Yeah.
it's civilians. Civilians are, you know, that's what we are. We're not. I'm not involved in your fucking. I'm not gonna name any names. Actually, sorry. I'm not gonna name any names. But yeah, I'm not involved in your street shit, right? I'm no fucking. We're all university students. Well, Simon's
Yeah.
still in high school.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think Samir, would you like to wrap up the segment with any words?
Yeah, you know, love this community, but
Yeah.
fortunately, bad things happen. So you just gotta stay safe, guys.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. You wanna end it off?
I actually am at a loss of words, so I will
Same.
actually be giving the floor to Dime.
Yeah, you know.
It's
I
just
think-
so heavy.
That's
it
right.
is.
That's
Like,
why
how do
like,
you even?
Mhm. And I feel like that's also why, because we feel like we didn't have enough time to touch on this topic.
Yeah.
That's why we're also kind of frazzled and a bit unspoken right now.
Mhm.
But we'll definitely hit you guys with that soon.
I think I think the one thing that separates our community and communities like this, specifically apart around Toronto, is our perseverance. I think a lot of us came from war-torn countries. A lot of our parents came from war-torn countries, and started a whole new life in a new community, in a new country, because they showed their perseverance. And I think, you know, with the conditions in our community and the violence that comes in our community, it's perseverance. That's what we do. We keep going every time this happens. Which the fact that it's happened more than once is a heartbreaking fact of life. But it's perseverance. It's the love we have for each other.
Yeah.
It's hoping that one day we can find a way out. Specifically, and I mean more individually, like hoping one day there is a way out, but also the love of your community, right? I think, you know, for a long time there was a narrative of I want to get out of the hood, but in recent years we've changed that narrative. We've turned it into what is the community of Regent Park that has gun violence, yes, but it's still a community of people, and regardless of whether or not you want to make it out, whether or not you want to just move to the suburbs and not talk to anybody ever again, it's a community. It's who we are. You know, every loss is felt. Every loss is a heartbreak. But at the same time, you know, we keep pushing. We try to stay alive for lack of a better term. And, you know,
Yeah.
it is.
That's that.
It is what it is.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know what song we should end it off with. I feel like in my head I was thinking
You should rock the Regent Park track.
I was thinking we could do Mustafa, but I guess
Yeah. No, I think we should.
Yeah, we should
Honestly.
just do Mustafa.
Okay, guys. So Mustafa the Poet has his concert on December 1st,
He does?
8:30 p.m. at
Oh,
the
I'm going to
Massey
that.
Hall. Tickets are live now on either through his Instagram page, I think, or at Massey Hall website. Support your locals.
All right,
Support
ladies and
your
gentlemen,
locals.
that was our segment. That was Six Get About It, 6 Cents, whatever we're called now.
We're
We're the
working
Radio
on it.
Regent show, powered by Radio Regent, brought to you by Focus Media Arts. My name is Diam. I'm signing off.
Rebel.
Samir here.
Sima.
Humera H Dog in the cut.
And Jamelia had to step out. She had a family thing. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the little notification bell so you never miss out on any of our content. If you'd also like more, you can find us on our other social media platforms. And if you want even more, you can look at our website.